Okay, welcome back to the Dublin Academy of Maths. Now today it's Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Maths, Series 4. We're on Series 4, which is complex numbers, and it's episode 6. Now we're dealing with paper 1, complex numbers, and today we're going to do the Argand diagram. Now, as you can see, the Argand diagram is something similar to an x and y axis. Okay, so this is the x, the real part, and this is the y part, which is the imaginary part. Okay, so you switch them for imaginary. And so these goes up in i's, so this would be I, 2i, 3i, and this would be minus I, minus 2i, and minus 3i, and so forth. And this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. This would be minus 1, minus 2, and so forth, minus 3, and onwards. Okay? Now, I have a point 2 plus 3i, which I've plotted 2 plus 3i, and it's called it Z1. Now, if I pass Z1 through the real axis, that's called axial symmetry in the real axis, they will ask you, in the real axis, you have to pass this through the real axis and out the other side. So we did this before with translations of a line on series 7. Okay, so we're passing from 2, 3, 1 to the line which is 2, 0, I. Okay, you see you're reading from 2, 0, I, and you're going out the other side. Okay, so what happened to the x? Nothing happened to the real part, so real stays the same. And what happened to the y, to the imaginary part, or the y part? It went from plus 3 to 0 because it's on that line there now, and it's out the other side. So it goes down minus 3, went down by 3. So this becomes minus 3i. Okay, so that Z2 is 2 minus 3i, and it's the conjugate. Okay, it's the conjugate of Z1 in the real axis. Okay, so it's dealing with transformations. So let's so the conjugate is the image of Z1 under axial symmetry in the real axis. Okay, so that's something to remember. Now I'm going to just assume something else. Now Z1 is 2 under axial symmetry. Now let's try a few of them in the image of this out to here, let's say. Okay, now we can follow and we can see that Z1, which is 2 plus 3i, going through the imaginary axis, which what happens, the 3 stays the same, but the real changes to 0 plus 3i. Out the other side, we'll make it linear. Out the other side, what happened to the x, or what happened to the real? The real went down by 2, and the imaginary didn't change, so 0 happened to it. So down 2, so it'll be 0 minus 2 plus 3i, and that's minus 2 plus 3i. Okay, so that's Z3, we call that Z3. So it's minus 2 plus 3, and it's not the conjugate. Okay, so that's Z3. So you can see that these are all just translations. Now let's central symmetry in the origin. Maybe we'll try this one in the origin. Okay, so we'll try and get Z through the origin here. Okay, so that means that I'm going to pass it through the origin. Okay, and you will be asked this. You know, pass the Z1 under central symmetry in the origin. So you're going from Z1, which is 2 plus 3i, and you're going out through to the center, 0i, 0 plus 0, which is the coordinates of the center, 0, 0 if you want to look at it another way, 0i. And then out the other side, what happened to them? Well, the real went down 2, and the y and the imaginary went down 3. Oh, you can see? Okay, so it's minus 2 minus 3i. Right, so you can see that they've changed the signs completely. Right, so that's Z, we'll call that Z4. Okay, so it's all these translations, and but you just mainly know what they go by. So let's find the image under center. So we've done the origin. Now under number, let's say if we can go through a number. So say if we have we're going to translate it through 1 minus 1. Okay, so Z1 to 1 minus 1. So Z1 is 2 plus 3i, and we're going to go to pass through the point 1 minus, or minus 1i. Okay, so minus 1i. plus I. So what happened to the real? The real went down 3, so the real went down by 3, and the imaginary, what happened, went down by 2. You see, so it's 3 and 1i, so it went down by 2. So same again, minus 4, so minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. 1i minus 2i is minus 2i minus I. Okay, so plus I. So you got 1i minus 2i is minus I. Okay, you take the smaller from the larger and keep the sign from the larger. Okay, so that's plus 1i. So we're here. Where have we got now? So that's the image of that Z1 under the point 1 2. So it's going to go out the other side, and it's going to be minus 4 minus I. So it'll be just here somewhere. It'll be actually just here. Right, there's the 4 minus 4. So there it is there. Okay, so that's central symmetry in the origin, axial symmetry in the real and imaginary axis, and the next one was through a point. Okay, so now you know all the images of lines under points and stuff like that. Right, that's everything to show regarding translations and the Argand diagram. Remember, real is the x-axis and imaginary, they're just the same except I for the imaginary for y. Now these questions, as you can see, write each in the form of x plus yi and then plot on the Argand diagram. Z1, so you just do it on the Argand diagram, plot Z2, and then find, now you have to multiply these out and then find an answer and then plot it on the Argand diagram. Okay, and the same with this. So you're messing around with formulas and you're messing around with equations, so you watch your signs. I times Z2, so you multiply everything by I. Okay, Z2 by I. Plot the complex number Z is equal to 2 plus 2i on an Argand diagram and plot the image of Z under axial symmetry in the real axis, which we've done. Axial symmetry in the imaginary axis, notice axial is related to its axis. And central symmetry in the origin is through the 0, 0 or 0 plus 0i. Now I hope you do all those questions. Remember, I'm under dublinacademy@gmail.com. Dublin Academy, this is my email. dublinacademy@gmail.com. gmail.com. And my name is Michael, and I've been doing maths for 20 plus years. Thank you. Bye bye.